Let me ask. Okay.
I think everybody up here are equals, and I think I just.
I don't care. You don't run nothing here. This is not your domain. White woman, I know you're accustomed to this being your domain. Anywhere you go, being your domain. This ain't your domain. You don't run nothing. Okay. Oh, go cry in the corner.
Tiger. Okay.
Go cry.
Oh well, Kim, there it is. I did not boot her.
Because she did exactly what Southern said. She came up here to center herself, and I'm not trying to hear it, because if you want to come up here and have a conversation is an exchange of one person saying something, somebody else saying something, and you taking something from it. Not you doing whataboutisms. Because the moment you started going, well, a person has come in to work with dreads, that's not the same as a Crown Act. That is not the same.
That's not a law. He specifically asked for a law.
What I'm saying is this: if you're, I will let you come back up here. But if you're going to be disrespectful to people on the panel, I will dismiss you again. I will dismiss you.
Why? She's just going to do the same thing.
You know why? Because this is right. I hear you, Southern, and the reason why is, guess what? I wanted to make a point here. If you're in a school, right, and you want to learn, what do? You raise your hand, right?
Like Army's doing.
Yeah, you raise your hand. You sit back and you listen to the educator, right? That's what you do, right? You don't sit back and talk over the teacher who actually knows more than you.
But she said she didn't come here to learn. She came here to conversate, using her
words. And then
words.
she said that we didn't give you a law. She's in the comments saying we didn't give her a law. What do you think the Crown Act is, sweetie?
He stated several. He stated several laws. He talked about the black codes. He talked about the history of how people were re-enslaved after enslavement was outlawed via those black codes. But she wasn't listening. She was listening to respond, not to actually learn anything, not to have a dialogue. And that's why her ass couldn't say anything in response back. Her face was already broke when I asked her the initial question. That's why she couldn't answer the initial question, because her ass knows that the so-called progress that she's talking about is not so fucking progressive. That's why she couldn't answer the damn question.
No, that's why. I'm not going to answer what she said.
Then it became about my tone, and it became about everything else. I don't have any obligation to have a nice tone with you and to coddle you. The world coddles you enough. I don't owe you nothing. I asked you a specific question. You couldn't give an answer. Period.
Guys, let's tap the screen. Let's get to 10K likes.
Armin, you had your hand up. What were you going to say?
Ashley is Army. Go ahead, and then Ashley is been waiting very patiently.
Yes.
Go ahead, Army.
I just wanted to say something to Southern. I just want you to know. I wanted to turn my camera on so you'd be able to see that I do apologize from the bottom of my heart if it did sound like I was making it a past type thing and not acknowledging that it's happening now. I just want you to understand, I do understand and acknowledge that things are happening now, and I don't want you to think that I don't see it or hear it or anything like that, and I don't agree with any of it, whether it was in the past, the present, or the future. Like, I'm not that.
I appreciate that. And I didn't take, again, I wanted to reiterate, I did not perceive you to be behaving in the way that the previous guy was, but I thought it was important for the context of the conversation for us to clarify that it wasn't, that this isn't historical, and the historical components that we've discussed are tied to present day outcomes and present day activities. So that's all I was trying to, to convey in that. I appreciate you saying that, but you don't owe me an apology. Like, I was just trying to clarify how we could have that effective dialogue. That's it.
I do. Well, I thank you for that, but I do feel like I owed you an apology.
Oh, okay. So now we finally have
if I'm wrong, then I'm man enough to own up if I'm wrong. So
we do appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Army. No, I know you're not. I know your intentions.
I hear you guys. I hear what you're saying. A little bit. It's a little bit messed up. White people get on here and do that shit. It's pretty bad. Oh no! I grew up in Columbus, Georgia. Columbus.
What does that matter?
Georgia.
What does that matter?
Yeah.
What does that matter?
Nope. See you later, Buttercup.
Ashley, go ahead, sweetheart.
Go ahead, Ashley. Go ahead.
One. First of all, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of yours. So thank you for letting me join.
You say who's fan of who? I'm sorry.
Of you, sorry, the host.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say to Southern, yeah, as a teacher myself, I didn't agree with that one educator told you. I think you're doing perfect up here. Yeah, the point is we're all adults here and nobody needs to be talked to,
Coddled.
in a nice, sweet tone or whatever. I think you're doing a great job. I am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My subject is typically math, but I am teaching American history this year, and I love joining these lives and stuff to also learn. I love learning myself all the time. So yeah, I appreciate it, and I agree with pretty much everything everyone has said so far up here, except for ops, of course.
But damn, I still wanted an answer for the whole knife in the back thing. I really did.
Yeah, I think at some point.
That wasn't for me. Okay.
No, it wasn't for you. I think at some point, you know what? If you're gonna, like I said, you know what? A lot of people, they come on these platforms and they're disrespectful, right? It's like, we're not doing that up here. We're trying to educate people. We're trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not asking, I could ask people for gifts and put my Cash App up there, but I haven't done that, right? I'm learning.
And
Go ahead, Southern. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to talk over you. You're the host.
Oh no. Go ahead. But no, you want to go ahead. No.
But to everybody, talking about that question, here's why I asked this question. Okay, and for those who may have just joined, if I stab you in the back, because she said, "Oh, you're not acknowledging all of the progress that's been made since the civil rights movement," and I said, if I stab you in the back 9 inches and pull it out 3, is that progress? Okay. She couldn't answer that question. She felt some type of way about that. She deflected. She moved on. She toned police. She said I didn't ask her nice enough. She did everything but answer the damn question. Here's why this question is important. Because it's an analogy. We're talking about the most acute pain, the deepest pain, versus slightly less pain. Okay, and that is what Black people have been dealing with in this country. We went from the most acute pain, being in bondage, right, to slightly less pain. And because it's a little less than it used to be, somehow y'all think that's good enough, or some people think that's good enough. And they think you should shut up and accept whatever we give to you. Why are you still complaining? Because slightly better is not out of pain. It's not out of oppression. It is not out of the way of being harmed. And we know that based on the statistical data that we are seeing that I've already stated in this live multiple times. So she couldn't answer that question because she knew the answer. That's why she couldn't. She was being disingenuous. She is racist, and that's all there is to that. So there's not much dialogue you can have with a person like that. And she knew that from the moment that I asked that question. She knew her ass was in trouble, which is why she cried and deflected.
You saw me get up and you saw me just start laughing. I'm sorry. I was just like, damn, you just walked all up into that razor blade.
So Jess, welcome in.
Thank you.
You want to add anything to the topic?
No, I think you pretty much see where I sit. I really wanted to come up here. Was that like Tigger?
Yeah.
Tiger Kitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wanting to come up here because I feel like that me morally, that I should, and other people that look like me that are white should also carry part of the burden and hold each other accountable and talk to each other and whether it be calling each other out, whether it be them maybe the chance of someone listening because we look like them, even though that would be biased. But I feel like that's my obligation, and that I'll call it out as I see it. They need to start having hate for other people, just because because they want to speak out and have a voice and be equal to you. Come on, like we know who's racist. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm gonna say this. Okay, I normally don't do this. But someone gift this girl. Gift her.
No, you don't have to. Like, I'm not here for the gifts.
On my
you know what?
platform for words. No, you're going to accept my hospitality. You got
No, because you know what? You said something that nobody else up here has said.
You know what? Get her. If you guys can do it,
No, like, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for
Jess.
Because you know I usually just host my own.
I know, Jess, but you know what? No, Jess, listen. What you said is something, and you know what? If you guys can push it to 10K for it, I really would appreciate that. That right there, you said something that.
But what was it? I'm sorry.
The sun. Our beef is with the sun. Nobody else.
Yes,
No, it really is.
Guys, push her to 10K. Like, drop her. I don't drop gifts. Like, that was impressive. I've never heard that before.
What you said was this: because you're white, you know, some people may not listen to other minority groups, right? Which is the truth. But the fact that you're sitting up here saying that, you know, I'm here to hold us accountable. That's what we're talking about.
That's something that I'm really passionate about. Ever since I've seen like the topics about like it's not enough to be not racist, you should be anti-racist, and deconstructing that. And that's when you realize that you should have boots on the ground and just stop like saying it. So I mean, I appreciate that, but I've really been trying to. And she's been someone that I've been watching kind of close, like in her lives. I was on her panel one time, but not for long enough. Thank you.
Go ahead and please drop her gifts. Please, please, please. Like I said, I normally don't ask for gifts of people, but if someone says something that I think you need to gift them. So please.
You know Taurus, don't you?
When I get a chance, can y'all let me talk?
I didn't hear what you said.
We'll give you a chance when you talk, but when the time. But yeah, we don't do that up here. I mean,
no, I'm not trying to interrupt.
I'm still working on white men, though. White men are a little bit harder to get down to because of their, you know, the fragileness. So I don't know how to handle it.
I had asked Southern if she knew Taurus. Because can you imagine what Southern just did to that poor girl? Taurus would have handed her behind tenfold.
Oh, I know Taurus. I
don't think I know her.
Him. Best believe and understand. Taurus, what you did was nice compared to what Taurus would have done.
Yes, and Taurus is known for giving the weird benefit
what I
of the
might
doubt.
normally do. So.
Oh no, sweetie, believe me,
I'm having a kind day. I'm having a mild day. Kit knows me.
So you're picking a little
I'm
bit of
having
violence.
a mild day.
So you took a little bit of violence today.
So James, welcome in, sir. So my rules are simple. You don't talk over the mods. Kim is one of my mods. Southern, she's one of my mods as well. We don't talk over them. We are respectful to the women on the platform. No racism, no bigotry, or no transphobia. It's accepted. I do give people, my mods know me, that I do give people a space to talk. But at some point, I will not kick you, but my mods will kick you out of the live stream. So
no, I understand, and I ain't.
Sir, go ahead, sir. You have the floor.
Hey, it's all respect. I ain't here to disrespect anybody. That is not my personality, but I do stand for what I believe, same as y'all. When I first came on, Kim was getting into it with that other white lady, which she sounded like an idiot. The white lady. But at the same time, the first thing Kim went to was, you don't have no power here, white woman. So why was it okay for you to go straight for her race?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
You mean I didn't say it, sweetie? The person below you said it.
No, you was talking.
I said what I said, and I absolutely told her she was a white woman. So what?
Because a lot of white women think that they have a sense of entitlement to be here and center themselves, and that's a white woman thing.
I didn't say it. That was Southern.
I said what the hell I said. What's your point?
I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying, if I was to sit here and say, oh, you ain't got no power here, he's a black woman.
She doesn't have any power here. She doesn't have any power here. And white women typically walk through earth thinking that they have power everywhere that they go. Thinking that's why we have that nickname for them as Karens. They think they can walk up to
it was Kim that said it.
No, it
Which
wasn't.
No,
Yes,
it was
he
me.
was.
I said that.
It was
I said that.
Oh,
okay.
I said that, and I meant it.
And regardless,
I told
why
her
would that be a
she
problem?
doesn't have any. I told her she doesn't have any power in this space, and that she is a white woman, and she is, and she's tapping into her whiteness, and she tapped into she damn near tapped into her white tears. She did her little white hysteria tap dance before she ran up out of here. She tried to.
Oh, no, she didn't run out. I kicked her out.
She tried to portray me as an angry black woman when really I'm just assertive, and she doesn't know how to converse with somebody who's not going to cower to her because she is accustomed to navigating the world with some sort of authority as a white woman. That's what white supremacy does. So I don't care. I said what I said.
I'm not arguing with you. You're fine. I had it confused. If it was you, Southern, that's fine. All I heard was
okay,
a white
sir.
woman.
Okay, so what is your whole point? What is the point you're trying to make?
My whole point being, if a white person was to call you out, hey, you black man, black woman.
We're not going to do that. No, stop. I'm not going to allow this, dude.
No,
It's giving reverse racism.
Okay, answer the two questions. Who is racist? First question, who is racist?
Both.
Both people, okay. And why does racism matter, if it does matter to you?
It doesn't. I have black kids and grandkids.
There it is.
Okay, there you go.
What did you say was racist?
Okay, so
Can I ask Jay?
yeah, I'll answer 1 second. So I think because you do have black kids, I think for most of us we'll kind of stretch it a little bit. That's only me. I will stretch it just a little bit because you do have black children, right? And
Yes, sir.
I will because this is about your children who are black, right? Because
And
at
grandchildren.
the end of the day, sir, they have to go out into the world because they are black and deal with the struggles of being black. So I will, because I don't agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I will try to educate you to really cater towards your children. Are you okay with that?
No, I'm fine with that, but you have to let me explain my background because I was raised ghetto around black folk.
Why
in
are you
Tampa.
associating ghetto with black people?
Because a lot of black people are ghetto, and that's the way they all try.
What?
That's
No,
5 seconds.
There it is.
Okay, see,
No.
see,
Stop.
you want to kick him or do you want me to kick him?
No, hold on.
Hell no.
I'm not-
This is disrespectful.
Okay, Southern. Okay, I'm going to ask your advice on this one.
Can
Because
I
I trust you. I trust you over any. I trust Kim, but I want to hear the advice of this. He does have black children, right? And I do want to be able to edge. I don't want anyone to kick him. But if you guys think he should be kicked, right, because he has black children, do you think we should educate him or kick him?
educate?
Here's the thing.
Let me.
I'm
about to drop down.
I want to hear what Southern has to say, and then I'll let you respond. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was Doc talking. Papa talking. You can chime in, sir. I don't feel like first of all, we're having a conversation with a talking head that has cornrows. Okay, a white man with cornrows is his profile picture. I didn't expect anything less than what we're currently getting. So there's that. Okay, then he tokenized the black children and black grandchildren. That's problematic in and of its damn self. The fact that you even made it to having grandchildren, which tells me that you are at a big ass age and you still have not bothered to learn or try to unlearn white supremacy, it tells me that you're really not someone who could likely be taught much of any damn thing. Because, why? Why are you here? The shit that has come out his mouth thus far is so problematic. I find it hard to believe that anything that he's told us is even accurate.
I have a question. When he was asked why racism matters, you said that it doesn't because you have your mixed grandchildren. Why wouldn't it matter then?
It should matter to you way more than anybody else.
Go ahead, Dark. Go ahead. I want to see because I want to hear advice from everyone because
I can speak on it really well.
Because he does have black children
And I have white children.
Does he though?
But that's he said he does. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt if he say he does. I'm not going to say if he doesn't because I don't know this guy, right? So I will give him some benefit of the doubt. Right? People know me. I'm not going to be disrespectful unless, but I do believe, we need to, if he's lying, then I hate liars. So I'm not going to true. But
So,
Dark, go ahead.
So I just went to your page, James, and your page is pretty wild, man. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked Tiger. What laws? Because you said both races can be racist. What laws have Black people implemented, passed, created to oppress any race?
Go ahead, James. I'm gonna unmute you, sir, and you can go ahead and unmute.
Am I good or not?
Yeah.
No, I want you to respond to what Dark was saying. Did you want him to repeat the question, or did you get his question?
No. I heard him, and that's fine. I got him.
Go ahead.
And no disrespect, Dark. I ain't trying to disrespect anybody here.
I see your hand, Army.
All right. And y'all was talking about my braids. First off, that's my daughter's and my son's mother did my hair for me, and she Black. So if you got problems, you can go into my profile and you can see my Black kids. That's fine. I don't have no problem with that. I ain't lying about that. I ain't got no reason to. Where I raised up was around Black folk.
Okay, can you answer my question? Can you answer my question? Because if you want to dissect your page, we can dissect your page with the whole video about how you're sick of Black Lives Matter movement and how you got a whole video dissecting Obama. I went to your page, but if you don't want to do that, we don't want to do that. So I want you to answer my question.
Okay, go ahead.
You're gonna smoke. Cut off your camera. Yeah, cut off your camera if you're gonna smoke, bro. Thanks, appreciate that. Go ahead.
All right, Dark, one more time. I don't remember now. Sorry about that.
Okay. What laws have Black people created, passed, or implemented to oppress any race in this country?
Okay, I didn't say laws.
No,
I said
but
the way they treat white folk.
so no, you need to understand. I know comprehension and education and knowledge and all these things that help you, progress in this world surrounded by people that are educated, escapes you. But you need to understand the difference between your racism and being prejudiced.
You're not letting me finish though, bro.
Because you said you don't know any laws.
No,
because you don't understand the difference. What happened? What comes with racism comes with power. They go hand in hand.
You telling me
So
Black folk ain't got no power?
again, I ask you.
You telling me Black folk ain't got no power?
What laws have Black people created, passed, implemented to oppress any race?
It sounds like you're oppressing yourself the way you talking, because Black people do have power.
Again, okay. Are we done with him yet?
I'm out.
So James, hold on. So now I'm about to put
Like I said, if you guys feel that this guy needs to go, I am not kicking him.
I gotta say this because my kids.
I'm gonna leave it to Kim.
My kids are considered white. Okay.
Southern,
One
if
thing
you
I
want
will
to go,
not do.
you can go. It's up to you. But
one thing I won't do and never have done, okay, is tokenize my kids or my granddaughter for that matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because my children are mixed, Black and white. But because their father is white, they're considered white. Okay, well, I take it back. The youngest is considered white. The oldest, he's Black because I got to pick his race when he was born in the military. So it's a different story.
Yes, ma'am.
But one thing I won't do at all, is tokenize my kids. I don't do it. I am very proud of the young men that I raised. Okay, because first and foremost, they know both sides of the house. They know what it takes to be racist, which means power and the ability to make law.
Ma'am.
Okay, that's one. They also know about Jim Crow and everything else. So my kids know both sides of the fence. My kids aren't ghetto because, as you said earlier, that Blacks were in the ghetto. I'm upper middle class. My kids were never born.
I said I was.
Let me finish. They were never raised in the ghetto.
Yes, ma'am.
My kids are, as a matter of fact, my oldest is going to school to be a bioengineer. Okay, so that right there,
that's wonderful.
That's a fallacy. Just because you may have, we all have friends or family members, whatever. They come from the hood. It's not the ghetto. To equate the ghetto with Black folks is astonishing, not just astonishing, but reprehensible, because there are white ghettos, there are white hoods. It doesn't matter.
No,
But-
nobody kicked him. He ran.
But
I
to
did
sit
put a
here and
poll
make
up.
that statement.
I was gonna let the chat decide, and the chat said not to kick him.
And I wasn't gonna kick him either, but I was gonna, whatever. But to make that kind of statement shows a level of just depravity. Seriously, because I don't care. I just don't get it. In Southern and dark, you can agree with me, you disagree with me. The moment that you sit there and say, I have black friends, that's a dog whistle.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done at that point. You heard me. Like, I'm done at that point. You tokenized your proximity to blackness. And that was somehow a justification. Then you went on to describe blackness as being ghetto. You equated blackness, the black experience, to being ghetto, which I don't care who the hell you've been hunching on. You're racist.
Amen.
Disrespectful.
You wanted to say something? Army, you wanted to say something? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Army. I'm sorry.
So, with that said, I just had a question because it just hit me. So, would it be better, or would it still be wrong if someone was to say that, like, they associate themselves with everybody? Like,
I mean, it's one thing if you sit there and say, you know what, I grew up. If you say I grew up around a, I grew up in the black community, I have no problem with that. I don't think that Southern or black would have a problem with that.
So let me
could
ask
have
you this,
just
Army.
said, I grew up around a lot of black people, or I grew up in a black community. He did not
Right.
have to say, I grew up in the ghetto, and in the same breath referring to the ghetto as black. Because he had just said, now I grew up with black people. I grew up in the ghetto, and yeah, black people are ghetto. He actually said that out of his mouth.
So, Army vet, I'm about to drop down because my phone about to die and it's late. But let me ask you this, Army vet. How many lives have you been in where you have been on a panel or have listened to black people or even other people of color say, oh yeah, I got a lot of white friends? We don't do that. That's not us. We just don't, that's not how we speak. Because that's not how we get down. That's not something we do. But yet, we get told all the time that black people can be racist. No other group of people try to tokenize another group of people like that. Do you know what I'm saying? We just have friends. We have people that we kick it with. We have another community that we just fall into. We don't go around saying, "Oh yeah, I got like five white friends." You know what I mean? No, we don't do that.
It's like he tokenized and mixed it with hate.
Right. Yep. But white people that are racist make sure they say, "Oh yeah, I got like 4 black friends. I got black kids."
It's like
We don't. They just make sure
it's like
they
they
let
want the
everybody know.
acceptance over your proximity to the black makes you accept it. No, it doesn't. I mean,
Even when you're racist.
that's when you grew up. I mean, if you grew up around in the black community, hey, that's when you grew up. Ain't nobody knocking you for that. Nobody's not. But the moment you put black and ghetto together, that's a problem. That's very problematic because now you're trying to say that all black folks are ghetto.
And can we acknowledge the fact that that having grown up around a certain demographic does not mean that you are in community with them, that you actually like them? I'm sorry, can we talk about South Africa? Apartheid is a perfect example. There are black and white people everywhere. And yet, up until 1994, it was completely legal to do damn near anything you wanted to black.
Also, did he say that his kids and his grandkids were mixed, or just his grandkids? Because if both
He
were,
said his kids were mixed and his grandkids are black.
so he said, like, he's already had children, and he's using his grandchildren as if he's like a professional at it. But what he's a professional at is being the topic.
A fetishizing breeder. That's what he's talking about.
Correct.
And I feel sorry for those kids, both his kids and the grandchildren, because they're going to grow up with that.
But I'm gonna tell y'all good night. Appreciate the time, kid.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have a good
myself. Racism can be deadly. I'm adopted by a white family. I myself am black. I apologize if I use any incorrect terms, as I'm still learning. I'm only 19. I'm still learning. I grew up in a predominantly white community. I'm not around black people a lot, and I'm trying to learn as best as I can. So please, I apologize if I say anything incorrect.
You're not the only one in this town who was raised like that. I mean, my parents are black, but I was raised in predominantly white.
Let her finish, Kim, because I really want to hear this, and then
No, I do too.
Go ahead, Liv.
So I'm disabled, and this is very new to me. So I am not able to go to the hospital or to the doctors without my mother, because if I'm without her, they treat me completely differently. They treat me like I am seeking medication that doesn't help me, because I have documented disabilities, and they'll still treat me like I'm seeking medication that would be addictive,
Right.
And after seeing all the racism in the medical community, which I believe it's getting a little bit better, but not quickly, which is sad, but it's hurting people. It's making people lose their lives, and it's happening everywhere. And that's all I really wanted to add. But a lot of people like to act like racism isn't
Let her
hurting
finish.
people and making them lose their lives. People are acting like, oh, well, you'll be fine, screw up, get over it. People are dying. You can't tell someone to get over that.
Yep. And
I work in the medical field. I work in healthcare.
Somebody who's 50 and I've had 10 surgeries on my wrist alone. My body does not like titanium, right? And I have a plate in my left hand that they need to take out. When I'm in a lot of pain and I go in and I'm like, I'm in pain. I'm talking about like writhing, don't want to move my hand, like on the floor in pain. I've had doctors do that. And you know what? Maybe it's because of my age, but I get real fucking ignorant at that point. Real ignorant. Because I'm like, you know what? If I really wanted to be a drug addict, you think I'd be here for it? I can make a phone call if it's that serious. No, I'm here because I'm in pain. I mean, there was an incident, there was a woman with lupus, I think, when came to the hospital, and she was in a lot of pain from her lupus. And they thought she was seeking drugs. And that poor girl, damn near, they kicked her out of the hospital.
That's Brittany Delaney, and I knew her. She passed away shortly after, unfortunately.
Yes,
they treated her very poorly. I know her story well. I was trying to advocate for her. Unfortunately, she died about a month ago.
Right.
But I work in healthcare, which is why I was trying to intervene with her case, because I have a certification in healthcare quality and compliance, and I've been in healthcare administration for like 17 years now. But you're absolutely right, Liv. The only thing I disagree with is that it's getting better. The data tells us that it's not getting better. It's actually gotten
worse.
Perhaps gotten worse because of the way the data works. I don't want to say it's gotten worse. I could say that it's certainly hasn't gotten better. Our 2020, studies came out about new doctors, new medical professionals entering the field who still believed the same way that they believed practically 100 years ago, that we don't feel pain at the same rate as white people.
Yeah,
that our skin is thicker. All of these different fallacies about blackness in the medical profession. And I'll use that to say the reason why you get treated better when your mom is there is because your mom is your pass card to humanity.
Yep.
Suddenly, they humanize you when they see you in proximity to whiteness, and they understand that you have a white advocate. Suddenly, you have a level of importance that you did not have before. That's why having Black babies are twice as likely to die than white babies being delivered in a hospital. Okay. We know that black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to unalive than a white woman, even a white woman with the same socioeconomic status as the black woman. Okay. Still more likely to be unalived. And we saw that happen with Serena Williams, one of the richest, most well-known black women that there is. And guess what? She still almost was unalive because nobody would listen to her about her own damn care. I myself have had the same experience. And guess what? Until they realized what I did for a living and saw my title and recognized, oh shit, this could get me in some trouble, they weren't listening to me either. I had to tout that as credentials for why they needed to listen to what the hell I was saying before I started getting some sort of adequate care. So use your pass key to humanity anytime.
Yes.
But please understand, no, it's not getting better, at least not quickly. And given the recent voting records that we've seen and what people are willing to vote for in this day and age and how they are willing to disregard our humanity with their ballot, I don't foresee it getting better because the laws that they passed in Florida tell us that they don't care. The law, they don't care. Okay, they do less than not care. They are actively working against us. They are actively working for our demise.
Well, then that's why we need to separate and get away from them, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what else they can do that they haven't already done to be to the detriment of black people. So my whole thing is I can't do it. I can't do it much more. My thing is all of us that are of the right mind need to get together and create our own stuff and separate from them. Because what are you gonna make them not be racist after all this? Even just to even say, who is we know who is racist. White tea people are racist. Black people don't have the power to be. White tea people, all of them. Okay. Now, some of them are conscious of what is going on and they try to be anti-racist and they try to make a difference. That's them. But a majority of them do not. They don't care.